Hello everyone! After Vol'jin's death, the Darkspear tribe, it found itself without a leader. And it's Rokhan, another shadowhunter that stepped up to the plate. Being a shadowhunter, it means that you are a powerful force to definitely keep an eye on, with a close connection to the Loa. Powerful beings that can grant great boons when they favor you, but also a little bit risky to deal with, as some of them love to play tricks. Masters of Voodoo and Shadow, Rokhan now represents his tribe within the new council amongst the Hordes. Not a bad choice either, as Rokhan has been with them since the very beginning. The moment that the Darkspears joined the Hordes. This takes us back to Warcraft 3, where we see young Warchief Thrall lead his people on a mission given to him by the Guardian Medivh. The Legion is coming, and the world is going to need their strength to stand up against it. Not only do the orcs follow Thrall, there's also Cairn and his Tauren, as well as Vol'jin and the Darkspears. Their unity, together with the humans, elves and so many others, it accomplished the near impossible. The Legion's invasion was indeed stopped, and another day was earned for Azeroth. And their allegiance, it worked out so well that Thrall and Jaina Proudmoore, they decided to keep it going. There might be a lot of dark history between the Alliance and the Hordes, but perhaps by working together, they can show the world that it is possible to put all of that behind them. Whereas Jaina set up base at Vadamor, Thrall and the Hordes, they build up Orgrimmar. But the founding of such a capital, it does not come without its problems. Enter Rexxar.
We've built this kingdom, Durotar, for all of our kind. Durotar is as much your home as it is mine, Rexxar. Stay a while. Accept what hospitality we can offer. It is the least we can do.
Perhaps I have spent too long in the wilds. Your offer is kind, Thrall, but I must carry my own weight. Just show me what needs doing, and I'll earn my keep.
I understand. Founding a nation is tiresome work, and there are many around here that could use your help. Simply talk to them, and they will point you in the right direction. This is Rokhan of the Darkspear tribe. He is one of my best scouts.
How you doing, man?
Together, they help out wherever it's needed, like Gaslow and his workers blowing up some stuff, Drekvar dealing with the local thunder lizards, or the hostile harpies, not down with the orcs settling in their lands.
It was foolish of you to come here. We are not afraid of you orcs. We won't let you chase us out of our lands.
I never intended to chase you out. I intend to bury you here.
Sweet.
And while Thrall and Jaina might be all for putting the past behind them, others, like her father, Dalen Proudmoore, who fought for the safety of the world during the first Horde invasion, they have a bit more trouble with letting go of the past.
This anchor emblem on their shields. Have you ever seen it before?
Orcs! We've been followed! To arms, men! To arms!
Come, human dogs! Taste the wrath of the Horde!
Make me care! All you could, my warriors. Above all else, you kept Durotar safe. Yet this anchor sigil you described does seem oddly familiar. I just can't place it.
Pardon, boss man, but if the humans be coming from the sea, my tribe on the Echo Isles could be deep in the danger too.
Don't worry, Rokhan. You have my word that I won't let anything happen to your people.
You might have noticed that by now, Chen Stormstout has also joined their party. These powerful warriors, they help evacuate and relocate the Darkspear trolls and figure out what is going on. Turns out that it's not Jaina that has broken their agreement, it's her father, with the idea of actually rescuing his daughter. She tries to explain to him that Thrall and his hordes, they're not the same ones as he fought in the war. She explains that they stood side by side against the might of the Legion and actually won. But her father refuses to listen, and so, the daughter of the sea, she helps Rokhan and their party escape the city, even stepped to the side as they entered Vadamor and ended her father's life.
Durotar is now safe. We have no further quarrel with these humans. We will leave your isle in peace, Jaina. I pray we never have to come here again. Farewell, Sources.
A high price to pay to keep their peace going. but the price paid all the same. Rokhan, he kept on doing what a shadowhunter does best. He remained in the shadows, offer advice where it was needed, scout for the war chief, present during Classic and the Burning Crusade, but no real major part to play. During Wrath of the Lich King, heroes were asked to help him with slaying the frostworm Zaravastra. He wondered what these champions fought to accomplish, where he himself had failed, but they surprised Rokhan and returned with a frozen heart. He was there when Malfurion Stormrage fought against the threat of the Nightmare. Not the one that we saw during the expansion Legion. That was the second time that it came around. This was in the novel Stormrage, where heroes of the world, they were called upon by the Archdruids to stand with them against the Nightmare. Some answered his call, but others didn't. In the case of Rokhan, we read about the Troll Scout leading a band of his people that are trapped outside the Orc capital, leading them to safety. And due to Azrael's efforts, the Nightmare would be pushed back to come around again at a later time, while his chieftain Vol'jin was eventually appointed to be the new war chief. As Garrosh Hellscream, he proved to be a threat to not only the Alliance, but the Horde itself as well. Placed on trial, the Orc was busted out of jail with the help of the Black Dragon Rephion and the Bronze Dragon Kairos Dormu. They traveled to an alternate reality, with the plan of having Garrosh form a brand new horde, have that horde stand with us against the coming Legion. A plan that didn't work out too well, as Hellscream, he had no intention to be controlled. He did indeed form this new horde, the Iron Horde, but not for the defense of Azeroth, but to conquer it. The Dark Portal turned red, and the Iron Horde tried to come in to claim the world. Yet Azeroth, over the years, it had grown very strong, and we quickly managed to push them back, leaving behind our world and reality to venture into another. War Chief Vol'jin, he stayed behind and only really showed up to congratulate us on our beautiful build garrison. Thankfully, Rokhan and a couple of the Shadowhunters, they were sent our way to be our eyes and ears in this unfamiliar place. And while we dealt with the threats of the Iron Horde, eventually the Legion and whatever else Draenor had to throw at us, Rokhan, he made sure to inform us, update us on the lay of the land, and threats that our followers could take care of. And it was really cool to see that the Shadowhunters, they were taking a bit more of a prominent role amongst the hordes. We really felt like it was a taste of things to come with Vol'jin in charge. But sadly, it wouldn't last, as they decided to kill him off in the next expansion. On the Broken Shore, the war chief found his demise at the hands of the demons. And the spirits, they whispered him a name, the one to pick up the mantle of leadership, the name Sylvanas Windrunner.
Vol'jin is dead. Who among you will help me avenge him?
And while the Horde cheered her on, they had no idea about her true plans. Her deal with the jailer, sending souls to the Maw and obtaining more power. Unaware of the real threat amongst them, champions of the Horde, they rose up and formed the Order Halls. They claimed powerful artifacts and forces, even flew out into the great dark beyond, where they defeated the Burning Legion. Vengeance for Vol'jin, and with their leader gone, it's Rokhan that stepped out of the shadows and became a more prominent figure. You might have noticed how so far he's been more of a side character. He was there, playing a role in other people's stories. But then Battle for Azeroth rolled around, and his skills were very much needed. You see, there was Princess Talanji, daughter to King Rastakhan of the Zandalari Trolls. She's reached out to the Hordes, as her people face threats that requires their aid. In turn, the Horde can always use more allies, especially during the war against the Alliance. And somewhere en route, the princess has been taken captive by the Alliance. So, Nephanos, Rokhan, and First Arcanist Valisra, they embark on their dangerous infiltration of the city. Not just the princess is set free, there's also Prophet Zul, who once upon a time offered Vol'jin to join them in their conquest of the world. The leader of the Darkspears was wise enough back then to reject that offer. The Horde is his family after all, but now Rokhan, he has no time to debate. They have to escape the city as fast as they can. And having someone with you that can predict the future, it definitely makes such a mission quite a lot easier.
Wait here.
Lasan! You clever moose, man!
I need 20 of those birds.
As we all know by now, Zul wasn't loyal to Rastakhan, and the threats that Talanji saw all around them, they were very much real. Zul's plan is to release the artificially created old god Gahun from his prison in Uldir. To do so, he will have to release the monstrosity known as Mithrax in the lands of Uldun and have his forces assault the great capital of the Zandalari to break their final seal. Forces like the blood trolls of Nazmir, a land that was once a lush jungle but has started to sink ever since Deathwing broke out of the worlds. The blood trolls, they have pledged themselves to Gahun and by extension to Zul. Their incursions have been overlooked for long enough.
Get easy now, princess. Hey, we best be taking this slow. I need to scout the area and come up with a plan.
You give wise counsel, Rokhan. But now is the time for action, not delay. These blood trolls must be stopped.
Rokhan will take our forces and set a base nearby, but he warns us to be careful. Talanji hears him, but at the same time, the blood trolls, they're sacrificing our people to dark, bloody rituals. They have to be made to pay. But after confronting Grandmother Athena, their leader's power is shown to us.
By the Loa. No! Now we see the true power of the blood trolls. Oh, Father, why did you ignore them for so long? I knew the blood trolls were a threat, but I never imagined this. If that monstrosity is freed, it will mean the end of Zuldazar.
Now you see. Now you understand. Gahun gonna claim ya all.
We are getting out of here. We need to move. Hold on.
Run, little princess. Nothing gonna save you from me, master. Gahun gonna eat you up.
I do not fear you or your monsters. You will all die by my hand. They are not following us. Looks like we are in the clear. If they free that monster, the blood trolls will be unstoppable. Even with you and the Horde on our side, it will not be enough. We need a new plan. We need more power to stop the blood trolls. There is but one option. The Loa of Nazmir.
The Loa? They be ancient, powerful beings, princess. How do you know if any are even in this swamp?
Nazmir is a cursed place, but one where the Loa rest. Stand back. I will find out which of them is here. There, Torga, the turtle Loa. He is benevolent and wise. I know he will help us. Let us see who else is here. The frog Loa, Kragwa. He is in Nazmir. Kragwa is a strong Loa who will not tolerate the evil of the blood trolls. Ah, Hyrik, the bat Loa. He must be somewhere in Nazmir. That cunning Loa will know how to stop this. Bwonsamdi, the Loa of death. A powerful Loa, but crafty and dangerous. Always making deals. I feel his power. He is close. Closer than all the other Loa.
So, we're gonna make a deal with the Loa of Death, the Turtle Loa, the Bat Loa, and the Frog Loa, all to stop the blood trolls.
This is the only way to save my people, Rokhan. I am willing to give up everything for their safety. Are you with me?
I be in, princess, to the very end.
Zandalari forever.
Y'all heard the princess? We got a goal! Weaken the blood trolls and earn the favor of these Loa. Go out into the swamp and do whatever you can to help the princess and our champion fight the blood trolls.
This place is where being a shadowhunter is quite handy, as the swamps of Nasmir, they're home to some incredibly powerful Loa. Earning their favor and their aid, not to mention the arrival of the Gob Squad, is what allows us to overcome this threat of the Blood Trolls, push Talok down into Uldir, and buy Zandalar just a little bit more time. After all, G'huun is still out there, and with Zul's foreseen plans coming nicely together, Mithrax is released, Rastakhan and his forces are weakened, the Blood Trolls they swarm out in numbers and charge the Blood Gates, making their way to that final seal. And despite Talanji, Rokhan and our forces trying to do everything in our power to hold them back, it's simply too much. Their king loves their people. He loves his daughter, and he will do anything it takes to save their kingdom, including making a deal with Bwonsamdi, the Loa of Death.
If you do this for me, I will bind my bloodline to you. All who succeed you will keep this bargain to serve me in life and in death. Forever. We got a deal.
And while Bwonsamdi's aid, it did allow Rastakhan to murder Zul, the seal, it's still broken. G'huun was released. Zul even made a return in Uldir, which meant that we had to gather our forces and venture forth, take out this blood god. As you can see, the allegiance between the Zandalari and the Horde, it led to some amazing things, and while their lands were safer for it, it did not come without a price. The war chief is in the midst of the fourth war with the Alliance. Battles are taking place across the world, like the Battle for Stromgarde, in which the Horde and Alliance they try to claim dominance. Even Rokhan can show up to lead the charge, constantly rotating as to who holds the keep. And whereas the Horde prefers to do their battles with honor, the Dark Lady, she cares little about it, or the people of the faction. She cares about the results, and she doesn't mind allying with forces that some might find a bit dodgy. As we can see during the Alliance war campaign, the Horde is allied with the Sen Lane, led by Blood Prince Revan. They were once Blood Elves, converted by the Lich King, and these guys, they found themselves without a home, and have been given a chance to make one amongst the Hordes. Revan is having a little bit of trouble though, dealing with the hierarchy of the faction. An order given by Rokhan, it seems beneath him. Why should he follow orders from this troll? But brother, Rokhan outranks you, and you best do what he says, or you're out on the streets. Hard to say if the Sen Lanes at this point in time are still amongst the Hordes. Not only did the Alliance take care of the leader, Sylvanas is also gone, but who knows, maybe a potential allied race for the future. Rokhan's journey, however, it kept them nice and close to Talanji, as the Alliance they finished up the preparations and made ready to attack Dazar'alor. Last time, getting even close to the Zandalari capital, it meant the destruction of the Alliance fleet. But this time, they've done their homework. Some bombs are planted ahead of time. On top of that, Force and Nashmir, they make it look like the Alliance wants to invade from the swamp. Reports have Rokhan bravely holding the line by himself. The city is drawn empty as some of their greatest warriors. And while Rokhan is saved and this small Alliance assault force is defeated, the real threat is back home. For some reason, the Alliance expected King Rastakhan to surrender. A possibility to negotiate removing the Zandalari from the Horde ranks, remove a powerful ally, and get that much closer to a victory for the Alliance. Quite the opposite happened though. The king, he fought on till the bitter end, and that bargain that he made with Bwonsamdi, it'd been passed on to his daughter. The responsibility of leading their people now rests upon her shoulders. If she's found worthy, there's a special ceremony that takes place where the Loa are going to judge the princess. Rokhan has been honored with an invitation to witness this. They've spoken about her future and that of the Zandalari. It's his hope that she's going to see that our people are bound to one another, that we'll be stronger together than when we are apart. Perhaps we can convince her where he did not.
It has been centuries since our people have crowned a new ruler. To claim her throne, Talanji must undergo our most sacred rite. Her spirit will be weighed and measured in the eyes of the Loa. I have a special role in mind for you, champion. You will act as my witness. If I am found wanting, my people will hear of the Loa's decision from you.
They be sure to find you worthy, princess.
But not all are down with having a ruler that has Bwonsamdi lurking behind her in the shadows. Her choices of making allegiance with the Hordes, while definitely beneficial in some ways, it also led to war and death, one that they weren't part of at the start. There's a bit of unrest amongst her subjects, and while the Loa judge her, an interesting offer is made by Bwonsamdi.
Bring me the head of the Horde's war chief, and I be forgetting all about your father's bargain.
Oh, by the Loa. No, the Horde stood beside us when all seemed lost. I will not repay them with betrayal.
That's your final answer?
It is. My freedom is not worth my honor.
Is this a test from old Bwonsamdi to see if she's loyal? Or did he really want Sylvanas dead, considering the threat that she poses to the afterlife, to the Shadowlands? Who knows? Either way, Talanji is accepted as their new queen. Well, in the corner, we can see the spirit of good old Vol'jin. You might wonder how he showed up here, but there was an earlier quest chain that had us help out Rokhan, which led to...
Come back if you need. I gotta borrow the champion for a bit. An old enemy somehow escaped Bwonsamdi, and now be threatening my home.
My dear Rokhan, the Darkspear tribe has more than earned the aid of the Zandalari. I will join you to help as I can.
This enemy is Elazane, former friend of Vol'jin, who lost his mind and enslaved their people. We took care of him before, sent him on his way to Bwonsamdi, but he has escaped the grasp of the Loa, which causes quite a bit of trouble. We'll need a weapon capable of hurting him, Vol'jin's glaive to be precise. Even in death, the shadowhunter watches over us. Such a mighty spirit, it deserves a place of honor to rest, a Fall of Dazar'alor itself. A great idea from Talanji, but Bwonsamdi doesn't agree. That spirit, it belongs to him, yet surprisingly, this spirit is nowhere to be found.
No! No! Impossible! The boss ain't gonna like this. Old Bwonsamdi not been losing a spirit and... Oh, this be bad.
With the aid of those close to him in life, namely Rokhan and Master Gedrin, who's the chief witch doctor of the tribe and mentor to Vol'jin, we're able to get in touch with the spirits, and it's clear that there's something going on in the Shadowlands. So who better to ask than people closely connected to the afterlife, Bwonsamdi, Aegir, and the Lich King. But none of them can really explain what is happening. Vol'jin has been touched by valor, turned into something more than he was, and those spirits that he listened to, those spirits that told him the name Windrunner, they were not the Loa at all. She's been threatening the balance, and those of you that have seen last week's video have kept up with the story, you know that this whole war, leading the Horde as the war chief, all smoke and mirrors. In truth, Sylvanas is in league with a being called the Jailer, and she's been sending souls to the Maw. This in turn has greatly empowered her, enough so that when the world rose up against her, Rokhan joining the Saurfang rebellion, she one-shotted the mighty orc in Makora and then abandoned the Hordes. They're nothing to her, all of them. She doesn't need them any longer, as she has enough power to take on Bolvar the Lich King, rip the veil between this world and the next, which leaves the Horde once again without a war chief. And the question's been asked, do they even need one? There are now so many new allies in the faction, new voices that deserve to be heard. There is no longer going to be a war chief in this time of peace. They're going with a council. And on that council, there is Rokhan, leading and speaking for the Darkspear tribe, standing with the Horde as he has done ever since the beginning. And time will tell what the future's going to bring for not only Rokhan or the Darkspear tribe, but for Azeroth as a whole. Princess Talanji, she is still in league with Bwonsamdi, who we know is going to have his very own dungeon in the next expansion. There's also an upcoming book, which is called Shadows Rising. This will be somewhat of a prelude into the next expansion. For those interested, I'll post a link in the description down below if you want a small taste of what's to come. Safe to say that the adventures of Rokhan, Vol'jin, Bwonsamdi and Talanji, they're far from over. But for now, I think I've been going on for long enough. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. For next week, we might be doing the story of Chandris Pheromone, or perhaps we're gonna do the story of the Traveler, as I found out that part 3 has apparently been released for quite a bit now. I still need to read it, so it kinda depends how the schedule goes. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. Have a wonderful Monday. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. You know the spiel. Until next time, guys. See ya.